Hey everybody, I want to talk to you briefly about, first of all, this Toolman system and how it informs our essay writing, okay? The Toolman system that you completed is basically a planning tool. So your paper doesn't follow the structure of the Toolman. That is extremely important. Your paper follows a classical argument form. So I want to talk to you about the two things and how the Toolman system informs or can be morphed into and developed into a classical argument form. What makes something a Toolman and classical argument is this area right here, including counter argument in a very intentional and specific way, okay? So if you want to look at this later, you can. If you want to pause this and look at this, this is, a lot of what we do in composition and rhetoric is grounded in ancient Greek and Roman ideas of argument. And Quintilian is the one who took what was an oral tradition with classical argument. Someone would present an argument orally to a group of people. That Greek classical notion of classical argument. What the Romans did, which is what they did with most everything Greek, they took their gods, they took everything, and they made them Roman. Okay, so Quintilian is a Roman fella, and he studied argument, and he studied the ancient Greek arguers, orators, as you probably have heard in philosophy and history classes, and he took it and codified it. Okay, this is the exordium, the narratio, etc., etc. And you can go through and read all these. So I want you to see what this sort of codified structure of classical argument looks like in your paper physically. Okay? So this is classical argument in a little bit more streamlined, blocky way, so you can hopefully see it. You are not writing a 5-paragraph theme anymore. Now, you might have 5 paragraphs, but you're not writing a 5-paragraph theme. So the first paragraph, these blocks, indicate sections of the paper. Your introduction, you're going to be playing with some ways to introduce your topic in this week in discussion boards. Your introduction needs to do a lot of things, but the main thing is you need to have your thesis statement there. And your thesis statement is your claim plus your reasons. Remember that put together in a thesis statement form. That was taken from your Toolman system. Then reason 1, paragraph 1. Reason 2, paragraph 2. I didn't mean to do that. And then counter argument, a summary and a response. Sometimes this is 1 paragraph, sometimes it needs to be 2, depending on the complexity of your topic or your argument. And then the conclusion, pretty straightforward, right? So technically, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. If there's only 1 paragraph here for counter argument, you could have 6 paragraphs if you had to break this up. So what I want you to see here is what this looks like. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit and get this here on this screen. So this is the Toolman system that you had to fill out. Your claim, which is your argument, and your reasons why you believe that, the reasons why you are arguing that. What is your reasoning? What is your why to that claim? Why do you believe that? That's reason 1. Remember, ground support reasons, so that's your evidence that you would provide. Warrant for your reason, and remember, backing supports the reason. Backing supports the warrant, and it can stay in the background if necessary if you feel like your audience disagrees with you or agrees with you, it can stay in the background. And then conditions of rebuttal for reason 1. So what I want you to see here with all these arrows, I tried to color code everything. So obviously your claim plus your reasons are going to be in your intro, that blue purpley color. Reason 1 is going to be that's a pink area. That's your first paragraph. You're going to need to have your grounds. You probably are going to need to address your warrant, possibly by giving support and backing for your warrant. Maybe, probably, more than likely you will. Reason 2, as you can see, forgot conditions of rebuttal for reason 1. So that rebuttal, the counter arguments, are going to find themselves in this area here, even though it's attached to reason 1. Reason 2, again, up here, we've got reason 2, those arrows, the grounds for reason 2, your evidence, that, traditional stuff that you would provide for support. And then if you need to address your warrant, the backing for the warrant in this paragraph. And then conditions of rebuttal, again, are going to be found here, not under reason 2 of your argument. This pink area, that is your argument. That comes first with a neutral audience. If we were writing this to a resistant audience, counter argument would come first. But because we're writing to a neutral audience, your reasoning, they're open to your ideas, so they're not resistant, so we can just address your reasoning first. But in order to make this classical, you've got to address counter argument. It helps to support your ethos. As a responsible and ethical writer, you always need to address counter argument. Audiences don't want to listen to someone who only argues in a vacuum. The issues that you have chosen hopefully have some complexity to them, so you need to address that in your paper. It doesn't mean you undermine your argument. You summarize briefly and you respond. It's to actually underscore your argument because you've got an opportunity to respond there. Now, I want you to notice this down here. Most of the time your counter argument right here does not match up with your reasons. I mean, you know how you have this here, conditions of rebuttal for reason 1, conditions of rebuttal for reason 2. That's great in terms of planning, but don't get too hung up, because sometimes you might have a good reason, but there may not be a good counter argument to that. There may just be, a counter argument to your claim in general. And that's okay. The Toolman system is only there as a planning tool. The thing that is so very important is this essay and you supporting and developing your thesis, your claim, plus your reasons. It is not there. Counter argument is not there to undermine your argument. Okay? Let's see. The next thing, I think going back here, I'm all off with my arrows. Okay, so the online lecture below that you're going to see discusses how to create coherence in your essay. Once you have your structure, that classical structure with your reasons and all of that, you need to focus on the topic sentences of your essay. When I was a student in English, it was 101 back in the day, very long time ago now. Hold on, we don't want to watch this right now. Oh, that's a lovely picture. Okay. Back in the day, I had my English 101 teacher, which was an argumentative class. She wouldn't let us write the entire paper until we had all of our topic sentences like as an outline or a skeleton. You really can do that. If that helps you, you can write all of your topic sentences out first and then flesh everything out. I still kind of do that actually when I have to write something, so that I know that I am satisfying the needs of that thesis statement, that claim plus reasons. I often do write things out still the same way after 25 years. I still do that. So Of course, I might do it in a more shorthand form, but I have to make sure that the areas of my paper are clear to my reader and that they support my claim. So that this little video, I'm not going to click on it again, that will show you how to do that. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helped a little bit helped you to understand how to take that Toolman and actually take the contents of that and have it be developed into an actual essay structure, that classical argument essay structure. Okay, thanks.